Interview presented by Canaceutics Medical Dispensary, proudly serving New Mexico cannabis patients with trustworthy all-natural medicine since 2010.
Welcome to Cage Minds, Micah Frankel. I'm joined by Sharahya Moreu, and a long time coming. The Pueblorican is going to be making her professional debut. Wow, this is something.
I know, right? It's a long time coming. It's exciting. I don't really get nervous for fights. I just want to fight because I just like to fight. Obviously, anybody who does this sport do. So this is interesting. 8-ounce gloves, no headgear. Bro, I put the 8-ounce gloves when I got these, the ones I'm fighting, I was hitting myself a little bit, and I was like, bro, I do not want to get hit, so my defense better be on point today.
Does this make it feel a little bit more real that the next step is happening? It's almost like we've been talking about it for so long that I'm like, you were even like, can somebody just accept the fight? Can the situation happen?
Yeah, it's a long time. I'm glad that I waited because I know my worth. I got the right people behind me, make sure I get what I'm paid for. I established my career in the amateurs and everything. So it was kind of great that I didn't rush the process. Everyone was like, oh, why don't you just go pro 18? I'm like, I learned in this boxing, anybody could go pro, especially with certain commissions. Cause sometimes I'll go to these pro fights and I'm like, I could beat that person. What the heck is going on? But I'm glad I went the slow way, try to get out the amateur style, go to the pro style, settle everything down a little bit better, get my sponsors, get my team right where I don't have to pay my own money. It's everything's good for me because I wanted to be as stress-free as I can, and just all I had to focus about is fighting, and I'm glad I finally got to be able to do that for once.
So what have been some of the biggest elements that you've perfected or had to work on really to feel like you're transitioning those styles from looking less amateurish and more professional, as you'd say it?
I would say amateur, we used to be all right, we got 3 minutes, a sprint, 3 rounds, 3 minutes, 3 rounds, it's a sprint. Let's try to rack as many points as we can. And sometimes I know because the amateurs, you could throw, they say, 3 to 4 punches is 1 point. Where the pros, you're going to have to set up your shots. And it's weird because even when you spar the pros, they wait for that 1 punch to counter you, where the amateurs bing, 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 in and out. Where that's how I used to be, and that's how I got these titles, obviously. And now I'm more sitting down and making everything count, and it makes a difference because they could overwhelm me, but that one shot hits. That's all it takes in boxing or MMA. One shot, it could just change the whole scenery.
Women selling out Madison Square Garden. Clarissa Shields getting an ESPY. We're seeing the sport really start to embrace the women's side and give it the respect it's deserved for so long. And as you're sitting here getting ready to become a pro, is it I don't know, does that almost turn the fire up, raise the expectations of what's possible for you as an athlete and further?
It's crazy because the next generation gets better and better, and 10 years ago you didn't see this, and now I'm part of that chain reaction, and the way women's boxing just grows so quick. I don't even want to say just yet, but I'm whoa, slow the horses down. I shouldn't even need us. Oh, so I'm getting distracted over here. This is tense. But, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. Just seeing how, fast women's boxing is going, and then especially the pedigree. If you have a good pedigree, you can move up faster. And then seeing that we're getting the shine we deserve. And at the end of the day, whoever likes watching fighting, the women's fights, because maybe we're just feisty. We're just sometimes we could be F the defense. We're just whoever's the last one standing. But it's just cool. Sorry, I keep talking and talking.
What was it like signing the contract? We know that you've been with the management company. The options have been investigated. You guys have been looking forward to this, but what was the feelings now knowing that this camp was your first professional camp?
It didn't feel too much different because I don't know, I've always trained hard, but it was different as in having more attention just on me and doing everything around how to be the star of the attention instead of working with your team. Is all right, Sharahya needs to get this done. Nutrition, I'm distracted. Nutrition is different. Everything, the star is all on you because you're the one at the end of the day, and supporting your family with this part. Sorry, I'm getting distracted up here. But yeah, that's probably the different part, and it's more a little bit more intense. only because you know what's at stake at the end of the day, because it's not like a tournament you could lose and gonna bounce back. I'm just like, this is the start of your legacy, this is the start of your career, this is the start of different opportunities that can branch out, and you never know who's in that crowd watching. That's the crazy part.
We're going to have details for everyone on how they can watch the upcoming fight. You're heading out of state for this opportunity. I know you've been national scene, big tournaments with Team USA. What do you think about the stage you're going to be on heading out of town in Atlantic City, some bright lights for this first fight?
I like it. I don't know. I like the tension low-key because the music, the people screaming. When I hear that, it gives me like that. It electrifies me. Like, all right, you know, you hear the oohs and ahs. There's something where you're like, let me do it again. I want to hear it again. So, and also it feels more like a hometown fight almost, just because, yes, I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but a lot of my family are on the East Coast, and seeing some people like going and traveling just to come see me fight, or people I've been on the team with, like just buying the tickets, is kind of cool, because I'm like, wow, I didn't really expect that. But then so I'm like, oh, okay, so it's like a hometown without me even living there almost.
This is all about you, your journey, and the book that you're writing. And right now we're literally changing the chapters from the amateur to the professional. What's that last page look like as you're leaving that chapter behind? What's your last little note about being an amateur?
I had fun. I got to have every emotion journey inside and out with it. Got to say I really did my best and tried what most people couldn't do, and I excelled in it. Or see people, what you see on the screen, like I said, I did that. I've been there. I had my experience, even if it was good or bad. So closing it with the good, now out with the old, and with the new, what's up?
With all that Team USA and some international experience there, was there ever one language where you were completely tongue-tied?
Tongue-tied? I don't know, because I feel like boxing is such a universal language, especially because these tournaments, all you just be like, gloves, yeah, 3 minutes, red or blue. That's all. So there was really nothing. Boxing really is like an international language, because you just go red or blue, hand raise, 3, 2, 14, let's go. It's crazy.
Do you think it's going to feel different this first professional fight?
Yeah, definitely, especially like having certain family, and if you know my family, you know how loud and rowdy we could be. So it's really not even me. It's more like the people outside, because they're the ones that get more amped up. I'm like, and I had to look at them real quick, give them the death glare, like, remember, I'm fighting, not you. Chill out. Let's calm it down, because I'm going to be in the ring. Let's get it together. So other than that, that's going to be different, because it's going to be cool. And then plus, everyone like, wow, you did that. So I don't know. I'm just excited.
Not getting too far away from that amateur feeling, though, with this one. We've heard change of weight classes, change of opponents. Nothing you're not used to and able to deal with, though, right?
Yeah, it's pretty chill. I mean, that's like the benefit when having the experience in the amateurs. You're never really truly prepared, because you never know who you're gonna face, and when you do, you probably only have 6 hours to prepare for it. And the camp for this one, at least I had weeks to prepare. That's definitely the different part. You actually have an idea, height, weight, frame, everything. You're pretty much being a freaking stalker at this point. Like, for them, you're like, what are you doing? What are you eating? How are you sparring? All right, see this? So then this time we're like amateur, you're like, oh, all right, let's go. I got a couple minutes to figure you out, and let's win. But now this time I'm like, oh, I know what I gotta do.
The Pueblorican, she's turning pro July 22nd. As always, thank you for the time.
Thank you.